Hello everyone, it's Darksticker here again. Welcome back for another video. We are back to standard mode, just after the release of the Ngoro expansion, and we are trying out this Zoolock deck, or this discard Zoolock deck. Now, you've already seen a Zoo video from me, but for wild mode, and I had a lot of good success with that deck on wild mode, and so I thought, hey, let's try a Zoo style deck on standard mode, and this is a deck that I found. Interesting that this deck plays one copy and only one copy of the Devilsaur Egg. The Zoo on wild mode had two Devilsaur Eggs, two Nerubian Eggs, which made for some awesome early game when comboed with the Ravenous Petrodax. And there are two Petrodaxes in this deck, a very powerful card that allows the Petrodax to kill one of your minions, i.e. a Devilsaur Egg, hopefully, and adapt twice. Okay, and that's the aim. Other than that, this deck has the usual early game that you'd expect from Zoo. It's got two copies of Flame Imp, Malchezaar Imp, Possessed Villager, etc. for that strong initial early game. Especially good if you have the coin, because you can coin out two 1-drops. And there's of course the discard effect with Darkshire Librarian, with Soulfire, which synergizes well with Malchezaar's Imp, so you can draw some cards. And beyond that, I guess you're just looking for a strong curve and to keep playing things on curve and then tap when you need to. Zoo is pretty good when it comes to the mid game, because and late games, when you're running out of cards, if you've got the health available, you can just keep tapping, and essentially that is 2 cards a turn. Whereas your opponent may just be top decking that 1 card. So, bit of an advantage there for Zoo. Let's see how this deck fares on the standard mode ladder. Okay, so we're starting off here against a Hunter. And looking at the opening hand here, I have a 1-drop, and it's really important as Zoo to have something for turn 1. A 1-drop that you can play. Firefly here, I guess, is reasonable. It'll put something else back into my hand, so I'm keeping this hand. Oh god, he's going to hunt me down. He's already being very aggressive. Okay. So, next turn, we can play Direwolf Alpha and hopefully do 2 damage to the face. This is very much a battle for the board here. Very much a battle for the board with Zoo against Hunter. No, against Zoo against any class, really. It is a board battle. And you do have to then think about when you can be a little bit more aggressive. He is taking his sweet time. What does a Hunter have to think about on turn 1? Oh, how interesting. He didn't have a 1-drop, so he coined out a Hyena, thinking I can't deal with it. But I can. So, battle for the board here. Keep control of the board, and when you have the board, you do push face eventually. Now that strategy works against classes like Hunter, because Hunter doesn't have mass board clears. Apart from cards like Unleash the Hounds, which can trade, there isn't a mass board clear. But take Warlock, for example, with Twisting Nether. You can do trades with the Warlock's minions in the first part of the game, gain control of the board if you can, and then start to push damage, and then on turn 8, they Twisting Nether. And you've got nothing left. And then they just tap and play more cards. So it's quite a tricky balance to get. You know, this balance between trading and pushing damage. We are a mid-range deck. Okay, so we do need to trade. Now, 2/5 minion, a 2/5 dinosaur on board there, I think is really good against Hunter. Particularly against the early things that they play. Minions with 3 attack and 2 health, for example. My dinosaur survives.
Such big teeth.
Interesting. Okay. Defender of Argus. Is that the play here? Or do we... Yeah, I was thinking of the Devilsaur Runt, but no, this is fine. This is now putting pressure on him. He has to get through that 3-6. That 3-6 will either do 3 damage to the face every single turn, or it'll trade very nicely with minions on board. And next turn, I could be tempted to play the Doomguard.
Well played.
Just to add more pressure. Now, he's really thinking about this. Because it's quite a challenging situation to be in if you're the hunter. He'd potentially need a kill command on the 3-6 and then trade the 1-1. But then I still have 2 minions left on board and he's probably not developing anything else. Oh, he's going to unleash. Okay. Sure. Okay. He's going for board presence here against my 2 minions, but I don't know how that's going to help him as such. I was contemplating the Doomguard, but actually I think Devilsaur Runt is better with the adapt effect. We could go for +3 attack, because we can make the assumption that he can't break through my taunt. And I think I need to trade here. I need to play it safe, right? Yeah, this is fine. Because even if he has kill command on the 4-6, he only has to trade a Hound in, and then he only has 1 damage to try and trade into the Devilsaur Runt, so from the other Hound. So yeah, we're just hedging our bets, just playing carefully here. Again, it's this judgment of trading versus pushing damage, and it's not always an easy judgment to make. Now, surely, whatever happens, surely our 6-2 Runt is going to go face. Or not! Or not! Wow, okay. I think it's just Doomguard time. So we can play the Possessed Villager, and we can play the Doomguard, but we have to think about trades here and how those trades are going to work.
I wonder.
And positioning is quite important too. That was a mistake. No, it's not a mistake. It's fine. Because I'm actually trading my Direwolf in. I want to keep my taunt healthy. So yeah, I was going to say it was a mistake. Because if the Direwolf was left alive, I'd want the Direwolf next to the 5-2 Runt. But no, I had to trade the Direwolf in to preserve my 3-6 Runt. If that makes any sense. Therefore, that was fine. I didn't lose 1 damage. That's fine. Interesting. Going wide. Doing the best he can here, but he's just dead. Eight, 13, 14. It's 1 off. No, he's dead. And just like that. Wow. Wow. So that 3-6 Runt, that really stopped the hunter in his tracks. Wow. Okay, let's have a look at one more game. And we're going up against another hunter. I'm showcasing hunter games here because I think that hunter has improved dramatically with Ngoro. I think that hunter, it's not perfect, and I don't think it's ultra strong, but I think it's a hell of a lot better than it used to be. A couple of the new cards I think have really helped Hunter out, and there's also a new factor with Hunter, like a bit of a shiny new factor with some of these cards, and people are trying it out and trying to look at ways of making Hunter work. So there's a lot of effort A lot of energy going into Hunter at the moment. I don't know how long it will last for, but Hunter is a good deck to test this Zoolock out against. Because the battle for the early board can be quite fascinating. And some of the decisions that get made are always interesting. Now, that's a taunt, which we're going to break through. And we have two ways of breaking through it. We can either Soulfire, or we can trade our 2/1s. But we're going to Soulfire here. Losing Defender of Argus feels bad, but it's okay, because the Petrodax is actually pretty insane. No, I stand corrected. The Petrodax was insane. If I could have used it on one of those 2/1s. But okay. Right, that's a near enough board clear. Now that's what I was looking for. So this deck only plays one copy of that egg, which sort of limits the options with the Petrodax sometimes.
Come to me, little ones.
Interesting.
Put this apple on your head.
That was lucky. And sometimes with Zoolock, you really need to get lucky with juggles. That one juggle going in there allowed for an easy trade. So this is a Hunter playing lots of low-cost 1-drops and 2-drops with adaptation effects too. Which is why, as I said, this early game is early to mid game is just fascinating with how you trade and the decisions that get made. I think Argus has to be the play here. Or is it the Petrodax?
So many possibilities.
I think Petrodax is just a hell of a lot more powerful. But I should tap first, right? Not that it would change much, but yeah. Petrodax here, double adaptation effect. We get the Devilsaur. It's powerful. Now, +3 attack or Wind Fury. +3 makes it a threat.
Almost out of time.
+1/+1 means he has to do more to trade in. That juggle was insane. Okay, and we're doing everything we can here to protect that Petrodax, that 8/5. We have an 8/5 and a 5/5 on board. Okay, I stand corrected. We only have a 5/5 on board now. That kill command was very timely for him. And once again, he's going wide on the board. I feel confident tapping there.
You are not the boss of me.
We're at 20,
My shield for Argus.
and now we're just going to push. This is where that balance comes in of face damage versus trading, and this is where you say to yourself, okay, it's time to go face. Let him trade. Our minions are taunted up, we've seen a kill command used, let him make the trades, and we'll just keep the pressure going. Nesting Rock, surprisingly, has been a card that I think has been very effective. Certainly when I've played it in Hunter, it's been pretty good. Now he has to be conscious about taking face damage with the weapon now, because he's very low. He's at 10. If he puts his face into the 2/2, he's at 8. And he knows that I'm a Zoolock, and he knows that there's potential for Soulfire, Doomguard, etc. Okay, sure. Just play the... What do we do here? Just play the Doomguard. tap first, see what we get. Okay, now if we play the Doom Guard, hopefully the Petrodax survives in our hand. Nope. But that was fine. We get a minion on board, which is the key thing. So
Into the breach!
we can just trade in the Doom Guard now. It's still alive. It's got 3 health. And we do more face damage. So the pressure is really on. If I find a second Doom Guard, if I find a Soulfire, he's just dead. And how's he going to kill me at 18? He can't. So there we go. Beating 2 hunters there in a row. Felt really good. So what do I think about this deck? It's a fun deck. If you get the early curve, if you're able to get some good adaptation effects, you can probably kill them, you know, by turn 10 in a lot of cases. The only issue that I have is just the 1 copy of Devilsaur Egg. I think maybe there should be 2 copies. Perhaps take out a Firefly and put in a Devilsaur Egg, or maybe take out 1 possessed villager and put the Devilsaur Egg in. It's just that I think Devilsaur Egg and the Ravenous Petrodax is such a powerful and insane combo that if you get the egg on turn 3 and the Petrodax on turn 4 on curve, often it can signify game over because your opponent can't deal with a 5/5 Devilsaur and a Petrodax that's been adapted twice. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, everyone, and if you did, I'd be grateful if you would subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon for more Hearthstone fun.